So you may be saying to yourself, hey Tennessee Matt, what's up with the quality on this video? Well, that's a good question, of one which I'll answer right now. Left the house this morning, got all my guns and gear and stuff. I walked out the door, got all the way to the range, and realized I forgot my DSLR camera that I usually film with. So no worries, because I usually have this little thing with me too. So I can just clip my phone in right here and go on about my business as usual. Now granted, that's not with the usual DSLR quality that I do enjoy bringing to the channel. I usually only try to use my phone if like we're on vacation or something, or I'm just out and want to shoot something quick. It's a decent camera, but it's no DSLR. Let's get started. Now for the subject of today's video, we're going to talk about the importance of quality. Thought the smoke was something walking around up here. Quick side note, the other day when I was here, there's some kind of bloodhound in the woods up here. It was somebody's dog. Back to the subject at hand. The importance of quality ammo. I recently procured 1,000 rounds of this American Eagle 45 auto 200 grain or 230 grain just ball ammo. After coming to the range, if you saw my last video with 1911 where I got it back from Ruger, this one here, well, I not got it back from Ruger, but got this one from Ruger as a replacement. I was using MagTech ammo in that video. I still have about 450, 500 rounds of that stuff. I'll probably just put it back for a rainy day or to shoot through a gun that's not so picky about ammo, you could say. That's one thing about a 1911. Sometimes they can be a little more finicky about the ammo than something like a Glock or M&P. But I think what was happening, that ammo was so dirty. It's dirtier than any kind of Wolf or Tula ammo I've ever shot. You know, the usual dirty Russian steel case kind of stuff. Now this is the second time I've had some Federal 45. Usually I shoot premium munitions. This is good stuff. It's remanufactured, but it's still good. But after coming out here and after the first couple magazines with this gun shooting the MagTech, it started jamming again like the other one I had. Now with the other one, that one purely was a lemon. Ruger even said so. But with this one, once I got this quality American Eagle ammo, ran like a champ. We're going to show that again today. Now I'm going to discuss this more in a later video, but I'm using Wilson Combat 47D 8-round magazines. They do stick out of the gun just a little bit, as opposed to the flush fit 7-round mags like this one. This is a Metgar. Sits flush in there. But when I'm carrying this gun, it conceals pretty well, actually. I usually relegate the 1911 to winter carry, but I think it'll be alright to carry it in the summer or something and not really have to worry about any printing. I carry it kind of canted like that, and now if I'm carrying it inside the waistband, I'm using this Don Hume leather holster. I've used these before quite a bit. They're pretty good. For my Glocks, I do prefer G-code, but for this one, fits in there just fine. And even though I have carried this 1911 in a Blackhawk Serpa paddle holster outside the waistband with a jacket on over it, just something about a 1911. It just you have to carry a classic gun in a classic leather holster. Some may disagree, and at times I do carry it in a plastic holster, but that's another conversation for another day. So anyway, so with the little 8-round magazines here, I don't really have to worry about printing because they don't stick out that far. And for backup, I'm carrying, slide it over here, I am carrying a G-code double mag pouch. It's paddle kind of holster thing. We'll go over that in my 1911 EDC video I've got coming up. So let's get this one loaded up here. See how it shoots. Now some people will tell you not to do this. That you shouldn't use the slide stop, slide release, whatever your favorite term is for this little tool here, to load around in the chamber. You should just grab the slide and be all tactical and let it fall. That's all fine and dandy, but what if you're in a situation where your hand gets cut off or eaten by zombies? I like to know that all my guns will chamber around using this. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but with these Novak sights, they don't really have a shelf here to like get down on one tactical knee and run it on the back of my boot. So one of the issues I was having with the other 1911 I had previous to this one, and after a few rounds of the MagTech ammo, was it would not load around like this. Now as you can see, granted it is a perfectly clean gun right now, well lubricated, but it'll still do that after a couple boxes or so of this good, clean, quality Federal. And that's not to say that Federal is the only quality ammo. There are other good ammos out there too. It's just Brownells had a smoking deal on this Federal stuff. It's American Eagle, made by Federal, and nice rebate on it, which I still need to send in. So let's see how it shoots. Just perfect. Let's try this Smetgar mag. Now, I'm not sure what I have in here. I think it's Freedom Munition stuff. I've had this magazine loaded for a little while, but I expect it will perform just the same. Yep, just as expected. And if you're looking for a good, inexpensive magazine, take a look at Metgar. This one runs about $28 to $35 depending on where you're getting it from. This one I paid $13, $14 for. And it's black. Shiny black. Another 8 rounds. Just perfect. And being in 1911, they do sometimes require a little more break-in, I guess you could say. This one especially, because it's got the aluminum frame here, and there's kind of a texture, just a slight texture to the coating on this alloy frame. Now when I first got the gun, it was bone dry. They had lubricated it from the factory, but of course, after all the fiasco of having it shipped and then getting denied on the transfer and having to wait, it kind of dried out a little bit, so it sounded very gritty when I first got it. Let's empty this mag out and see how it sounds now. So now, I don't know how well this microphone is picking up on it, but it still has a little bit of a gritty sound to it, but the parts that need kind of wear and polishing just from firing, if that makes any sense, are kind of getting that. I can definitely tell it's a lot smoother than it was when I first got it. So I'm going to shoot it some more here. I want to get through the first 500 rounds through it, and then I'll really feel comfortable carrying it after getting a few hundred rounds, getting it broke in, and just seeing how it's going to perform. Just getting back into shooting in 1911. And as mentioned before, I'll have a 1911 EDC video update coming here soon. This actually been almost 3 years since I've done an EDC video, and a few things have changed since then. Some have stayed the same, and we'll see you then. So don't be worried. I know I'm pointing a gun at the camera. I have a degree in computer network stuff, and I consider myself sort of a subject matter expert in that area. The bullets coming out of this will not go through the camera, transform into copper, well, they do have some copper on them, transform into glass fiber, go through the fiber optic networks, and come out your computer screen or phone screen and hit you. It's just not going to happen.